Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Elseworlds Exchange. I'm Sal.
And I'm Joel.
Today, we're going to be talking about favorite fictional places that we think would be great to live in.
Mm-hmm.
I called it vacation destinations, but I think the reality is, like, every vacation is just every destination you go to on vacation is just trying, jockeying for that place in your heart that you want to be at all the time. So it's just a place that you definitely would like to live in. Specifically about me and Joel, where we would want to live
that we think we could thrive in.
Absolutely, in these fictitious realms. By the way,
like King's Landing, Lord of the Rings, I don't think I could thrive there. I cannot play the Game of Thrones. I cannot backstab. I just can't do it.
Right. Well, we'll get there. So, before we begin, I want to thank everybody for joining us. If you are in the chat, of course, we can participate by using the super chat in order for us to read your question and then mention it on the show. If we don't get a chance to talk to you, if you haven't used the super chat, we apologize. But ComicPOP is celebrating our 60,000 subscriber live stream extravaganza. Thank you, Joel, for the compliment, and of course, congratulations to yourself. You also reached a milestone recently.
I did,
and so we should not forget that.
I did. I reached 16K, and in fact, I'm going pretty quick.
Yeah, that's right. That's like the magic number, I think, before you start like snowballing it up. I don't really know. I hope it is.
Thank you. I hope you're right, and also I'm glad I hit that number now more than ever.
Exactly. Yeah, now, holy crap. It's a weird, terrible, awful time to be a YouTuber.
Yeah, I'm sorry, everybody.
Wes Morris asks, did you ever joke about Seattle being Star City? Yes, in our Longbow Hunters episode, we talk about it. If you ever check out Back Issues, our other sister show where we talk about comics to my two co-hosts, or three co-hosts, check it out. We talk about that one. We did,
and now it's canon.
Yeah, and I think we also make fun of it in the other Green Arrow book we did, Quiver. So
nice.
Check that one out. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a live 60,000 subscriber show, tentatively scheduled for the 2nd of February. So we'll work that out. But if you're on Twitter or Facebook, just Twitter, use the hashtag ComicPOP60 to submit a question if you want to see it answered on the show. Also, bear with me. I'm nursing a new cold or something. I don't actually know. It's unlike any cold I usually have, where like it's just sinuses. I don't know. It's horrible. But that's why I'm nursing. That's why I'm rocking the nautical hat today, as Gene Roddenberry would say. It's nautical.
The Life Aquatic with Sal.
Yeah, exactly. At least I have a bitchin' soundtrack. But yeah, so really quick, just as an honorable mention, I'm going to throw this place out there as a place I've always wanted to live, but I have to roll it back as far as like I don't think I could ever do it. The Ninja Turtles universe. I loved the idea. Like their lair in the sewers fucking rocked. It was everything I had always wanted, and of course, like it's basically just an adolescent male fantasy of having a kickin' basement hangout.
It's the ultimate man cave before that was even a thing.
Yeah, I submit they changed the name from man cave to turtle lair. But honestly, like I had always wanted to live in a world where the sewers weren't horribly gross
as they are in real life.
You could live down there without worrying about it flooding and murdering you in your sleep.
Or, getting bitten by crazy hobo colonies or something.
Not to mention the hobos, or, the horrible diseases, the typhoid, the dysentery.
The Morlocks, the baby wipes. Apparently baby wipes are a big problem if you talk to your local plumber and sewage expert, because people keep flushing those so-called flushable wipes, but they're not flushable at all.
Yeah, well, then they shouldn't say flushable on them.
Tell me about it.
But that being said, yeah, so honorable mention goes out to the Ninja Turtles, a place that as a kid I assumed one day I could live, but now as an adult know that would not be ideal.
I mean, if you expanded upon that idea, you could live in the Ninja Turtles universe. You could live in TMNT New York. It's just, every so often the city might be assailed by ninjas or Krang or, Triceratops aliens or something like that.
Now, it depends. If you were to pick I would want to live, I guess, in the Ninja Turtles universe from the animated series, the 87 animated series. Because the villains could be defeated by just a little bit of confidence.
It's true.
Shredder is just a huge pussy, and Krang is totally ineffectual because he spends like at least 2 seasons pleading for a body. He gets the body and whizzes it in the same episode. Pass. Like, just, yeah. So even though you are besieged by mutant monsters, you know, you could easily defeat them. The only problem
If you're
is,
somewhat confident, you could get out of it. I feel we're confident enough to deal with Krang and the Shredder from the 80s cartoon.
yeah, the real villain is becoming a horrible mutant yourself.
Which happens all the time to everybody because they're just dropping mutation chemicals all over the damn place.
Yeah, the most horrible one I think is Muckman, who is just a garbage man who became a melting husk. He's the closest thing to the Toxic Avenger. Just disgusting. Pass. So,
Which, hey, Toxic Avenger, that's another universe, and it's New Jersey. You wouldn't even have to move.
Fucking no. I hate the Trauma movies, and particularly their blight on my state. Here's a little tidbit for you. The town that I grew up in was where they shot most of Toxic Avenger.
No
Tromaville
shit.
technically is Boonton, New Jersey. So
wow.
Yeah. If you, in fact, both the Toxic Avenger and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes feature Main Street in Boonton, a place that I frequented for many, many years.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And by the way, most of that street hasn't changed much. So, like, literally, you could drive up there, pull up the movie on your phone, and then just go, oh, shit, there's the building right there.
That's cool. I mean, if we're talking Jersey, the Universe, which is also just Jersey, so you also wouldn't have to move. It's just everyone is Kevin Smith characters, so they're all very chatty and have great reference pools.
I would love to live in the Universe. Technically, I tried very hard in high school to like merge worlds. I tried to anti-monitor it up and create like a kind of hodgepodge of like by being quick-witted and acerbic and basically just an insufferable douche.
Didn't we all?
And it just the rest of the world did not respond in kind.
What's that famous saying there? I choose to substitute my own universe.
Oh yes, the Adam Savage. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
It was one of those.
I thought you were gonna approximate the Groucho Marx quote, where it's like, any universe that would want me is a universe that like I don't remember what the hell it is.
I was kind of doing both. I was confusing them for a second, but those are both two very good quotes.
Yeah, like I would never want to be a member of a club that would take me as a member.
As a member.
I would never want to live in a universe that would let me create it.
Exactly. It would be very fucked up. Hey, here's one people don't talk about. And again, I think it's a universe that, depending on where you live, I think you could get off pretty easy. The Harry Potter universe. Everyone wants to be a wizard. Everyone wants to go to Hogwarts. But that shit's fucking dangerous. That school comes under attack like what? Every year?
Yeah.
What's their turnover rate for teachers? All the time? Mostly because they're evil sleeper agents?
Most of them are just the Ministry of the Dark Arts teachers. The other guys, the guy who's teaching like basic grammar, he gets by, I think. And that depends on like what age you are if you want to get into the Harry Potter universe. If I'm an adult in the Harry Potter universe, I think I'm gonna have to pass. I don't really have like.
It's true, because it's basically just a regular workaday world, but with magic.
Yeah, I don't have a skill or vocation that would really translate to the wizarding world. But if I'm a kid and the owl comes to my door, I am in. I don't even care for Harry Potter. I like the movies, but I never really dug into the books. But the lore, the universe, let me tell you something. While it doesn't appeal to me as like a fan, if I'm in that world, I'm all the fuck in. And I'm going to that school. I'm the American transfer student who is like
nice.
Who is sick of this Harry Potter kid who doesn't want celebrity, but everybody's like tripping over themselves to suck his dick. I'm like, yo, how about this? I'm gonna work with the shop manager, like the guy from Shop, and the guys from like Ollivanders. We're gonna make ourselves a wand shotgun. I'm gonna be kicking doors in and just like blasting the face off of those who cannot be named. Like, no nose, try no face.
So you're gonna be part of the magic SWAT team. You're gonna take aura-ing to the next level, where it's like, look, listen, all you teacups, you're doing it wrong. I have American ingenuity right here.
Yes, I'd be the one like, Jesus Christ, have you met the American transfer student yet character?
Well, here's the thing. We don't know what America... Well, actually, no, I guess we do from that stupid Beast and Where to Find the movie.
But,
it feels like fan fiction. It feels like someone mashed up Doctor Who, Pokemon, and Harry Potter, and I'm like, this does not feel good. And it's a prequel, so when it actually starts connecting to the other movies, it's like, oh, well, there's no drama because I know how this has to end.
Exactly. Pass.
Yeah, pass all the way on that. But here's the thing. If you don't live in London in the Harry Potter universe, if you live like anywhere else, apparently this whole British wizarding war could have just gone in the night and you wouldn't have known anything about it. So I think we would do fine in the Harry Potter universe so long as we just kept living our lives as we were.
Seriously, the most evil being in the universe wants to take over his old high school. As long as I stay like within 100 kilometers of their friggin' area, I'm fine. But,
solid.
But even then, like, I go to that school, I feel like, yeah, first of all, I'll be like, yo, the chosen one's this really hot, brainy chick over here named Hermione. She's the one who actually knows what's going on. I'm making friends with her fast. Push that redheaded ginger out of my way, and supplant the whole mythology.
That's the thing too. We could be normal, everyday people in the Harry Potter universe. The trick is you just gotta befriend someone who's a wizard, and you gotta let them let you in on what's going on. So it's like, hey man, let's go get on like some crazy hangover-style shenanigans with your magic, and it'll be fine.
Listen, Neville Longbottom gets to behead the snake with the freaking sword of Gryffindor. I'm in. Like, I'll take the footnote of Neville Longbottom.
It's true. Like that guy, he was a footnote, and even he had a hell of an adventure, didn't he?
Damn right.
Yeah. Another fun one here in the chat mentioned this one too. South Park, Colorado. So long as you don't get embroiled in what the boys are doing, you can live a pretty normal life and funny shit happens around you.
Goddamn what! You couldn't pay me to live in South Park, Colorado. I am dead. I'm dead.
Too many giant turkey attacks and Mecha Streisand's.
It's just no. It is. That is a nightmare scenario.
I guess it's almost Black Mirror-ish because every week it's going to be something horrible, and it's not so disconnected from real life because South Park always reflects what's going on in the real world, so you're not even getting any escapism.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Especially not in the last couple seasons.
No, it very much parallels that which is happening now, but in a more cracked mirror, horrible kind of way. No, I have no interest in living in the South Park universe. It's something it's a world that I haven't even partaken in the last couple of years because like it's just too dark, it's too miserable.
You're not missing much.
I'm not missing much. I'll tell you place that
if you're Kenny though, you're immortal, but then that's a hell in its own right, isn't that you can die over and over again and no one remembers how many times you've died.
Yeah, no, pass.
Yeah.
I'm not
fair enough.
I'm not Kenny. I'm Nelson. Like Nelson. I have to play World of Warcraft. The place that like, a realm that I'm gonna. This is basically an Ethan Award. Is Neverland, but specifically the Neverland from Hook.
Oh, nice, good pull.
I love that place. As a kid, I always thought it was kind of lame. As an adult, I'm like, no, that's pretty awesome.
You appreciate it more.
I get to eat that fucking Neverland food that looks amazing. All those pies made from clearly like paint and like like weather insulation foam. It looks magnificent. I want every scrap of Never food. Plus, once again, like the threats are not very, very, very real or very serious. I feel like I'd be running the place in a couple of weeks.
It's true. Hook, like
like I think you're good.
It's true. I mean, like Hook is dangerous sometimes, like when he's voiced by Tim Curry. But even then, it's like, if you can be beaten by a bunch of teens.
Yeah, if you can be beaten by children and a crocodile, which varies in size depending on who's writing you. Like, I feel like you could be. I mean, like, dude, Rufio takes over the Neverboys. I assume he did that within a week.
In a week's time, I'm running this place.
Which means, it takes me 2 days of just kicking doors in and pushing Thud Butt down. Like, I think that's it. I don't know. Rule number 1, Neverboys, get your fucking daggers out. Number 2, this is my Legion of Fairies I made, and I made friends with in the woods while I was scouting the area. We're all gonna fly under the mist into the pirate ship at dark, slit the throats of all the pirates, take their ships and their booty. Now we own the fleet, and then we start churning out fairy dust. We make these pirate ships fly. Now all of a sudden I've got death from above. I rule Neverland in a heartbeat. I am in.
And thus the legend of Sal the Proactive was born, the most proactive man in all of Wonderland.
And then once we've spread our happy thoughts throughout Neverland, then it's time to take it to the real world.
Yeah, really. Oh man, dude, this is a hell of a pitch you're writing here. Just one semi-competent person in Neverland, and then let's take over the world.
Because Pan's motivations, he barely even wanted to get laid. Like he's chasing his shadow. No. Rufio, he's all he's looking for is dye for his hair and another a skateboard. Forget it.
And that boy grew up to be Fire Lord Zuko.
Hey, now that's a world that I would live in a second.
I didn't even write it, but you're totally right. The Avatar universe, yeah, that's a doable universe.
Yeah. The Avatar: The Last Airbender animated universe and not the Korra one. That place sucks. It's basically like a fan fiction American version of an anime, and I do not cotton to that.
No, I know you don't.
But I do love the hell out of the like Aang and the team Avatar's realm. I like the mythology and the world, and like you could do anything. Like you could be a simple farmer. You could have bending. You could befriend people with bending. Like there's a lot of beautiful things you could do in that universe that are just straight up nice and like wholesome. Like it's one of those few things. Like I was just talking about slaughtering legions of people and taking over realms, but like no. Like in terms of actually places I would like to just sit down, kick my feet up, and retire, you could do worse than the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe.
You could, and what's interesting about it and what actually sets it apart from a lot of the anime that it's clearly drawing inspiration from, there's not as much power creep going on, and people who watch Dragon Ball and other shit know what I'm talking about, is that at a certain point, the main cast of characters leaves everyone in the dust because they're so fucking powerful.
Right.
You don't even have to be a bender. You could be really good with swords and other shit and still actually, you could be like Jet and still actually give everyone a run for their money. You could be like one of those mechanist dudes. You could build weapons of war and still be useful and everything. Hey, they got a wheelchair kid with a glider and everything, and he was helping out and doing stuff.
Just Sokka alone. And the potential he is. That's what I loved about that show, is each corner of their universe is referenced and represented by a core member of the cast. And it's you got your main benders. Obviously, they were prepping Zuko in the first season to become a member of the team in the last season.
Oh yeah.
And then you get to Sokka, and he's like, well, Sokka doesn't have powers. And it's like, no, but Sokka's everyone else.
It's true. He is the everyman. He is the freaking Samwise Gamgee of this group.
Samwise the Brave, absolutely.
Sokka the Brave. I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah. So yeah,
you know what I would be one of those swamp bender guys who'd be like, nah, pants are an illusion.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
That would be me if I just failed really hard. Be like, oh.
Well, time to go live in the swamp then, by the magic tree. Into the swamp. See, that's the thing in that universe. You have options. You have places you can go.
Yeah. So, okay.
Some other fun. You mentioned Neverland. What about, obviously, Alice in Wonderland? That would be a fun one, too. It's basically like taking a drug trip, so long as, you just kind of take the ride, don't let anything freak you out, just go with the flow. Gonna have an okay time, I think.
I don't know. I feel like... I hate Alice in Wonderland. I think it's like a nightmare. But that's because I don't really want to get high. I get high off of doing things I enjoy. I don't get high off of, drugs. So it's
high on life.
As lame as that sounds, but I don't know. I prefer to keep my fantasies within my conscious mind, and I just don't really care for Alice in Wonderland. I think the whole place is kind of manic. To be
it is. It is chaos incarnate, is what it is.
Yeah. No, I don't want chaos. I live in chaos. I live in a world where everything is upside down. Anything can happen, except for the magic. Anything horrible can happen, but I also can never ride a unicorn. Fuck that. That's why we're in this place. I want to talk about a universe where I would want to live that actually indulges some of my positive fantasies. Alice in Wonderland is just it's all the bureaucracy and all the horseshit manners, but minus any fun.
And also smoking caterpillars and Cheshire cats.
Yeah, everyone's fucking with me. I never know who's on the level. Pass.
I guess the problem is if you got to be one of those characters, it would be good. But if you were just passing through, it would suck, as
Absolutely.
It sucks for Alice.
Yeah. Nathan Berg in the Super Chat says, Metalocalypse, good chance of dying, but heavy metal accounts for 20% of the world's economy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty solid.
You'd really need to know. My problem is I love, not a lot of heavy metal. I just love particular bands that cover heavy metal. Yeah. And so I would not thrive in this world. And also, I don't like the screamy kind of metal. I think it's I love the music within it, but the screaming part, just the low tone, yelling, I feel like it kind of ruins everything that like that they're trying to do. That's Ben's department. Ben loves Metalocalypse, but he also loves like that kind of metal where it's like, like for me, I'm like, pass. Like I don't want to listen to that shit. The music is beautiful. Like even when it's like it's just the fucking awesome guitar and the drums and everything, but then this asshole starts screaming over it and you can't even hear anything.
It's funny. Metalocalypse would be fun, but if I lived in that universe, I think I would want to be one of those like Illuminati guys, if only so I could hang out with Mark Hamill.
Right, exactly.
That's what I would want to do.
Tevi asked, what about the StarCraft universe? I don't really play StarCraft, so I don't really know the universe too well.
I know there's bugs.
If it's anything like Starship Troopers, then no thanks.
Yeah. There's a fucked up universe you don't want to live in.
Yeah, oh, gee.
Book or movie.
I can live in friggin' Heinlein's dark corner of his mind. Pass.
Yeah, that's no good. That's no good.
No.
Oh, hey, someone in the chat said the Lego movie universe. Everything's made of Lego.
All right. If I'm trapped there, I guess I'll find a way to enjoy it. But like, nah. Hey, it'd be great. We didn't really get a chance to talk about this earlier. Would you want to live in Star Wars?
See, I've thought long and hard about this, and I know we've brought this up on other shows. Yes, but it depends where you live. I don't want to live anywhere too important. I want to live on Cloud City either right before Vader or right after Vader.
Right, yeah. When it comes to Star Wars, it really depends. Like, I'm sure Naboo is nice, even though it sucks and has really terrible indigenous creatures called Gungans. Star Wars is like, first of all, the governments don't make sense.
No.
And when there is one, it's ruled by a theocracy.
And also, a horrible war breaks out every generation, so that's not great.
Would it be cool? Abso-goddamn-lutely. I don't even need a lightsaber. Like, I like Jedi and shit, but like, the prequels have kind of done everything they could to ruin Star Wars or ruin Jedi for me. Like, so they're eunuch like idiots.
Weird Catholic priests that recruit young children and teach them not to love.
Yeah, they can't even like see the forest for the trees, and they have access to like the collective knowledge and experiences of like a billion wise creatures. Like, fucking, what is your problem? No, I would love to wear like just some kickin' riding pants and have a blaster at my side and fly a really baller ship. As long as I'm a space pirate, and even then, like, I'll probably die.
True.
But like, yeah, because the last thing I want to do is get in one of those like cramped, scary, terrible X-wings and just die like with a number and not a name.
That would also be bad. I also don't want to be one of those kids who's like, well, I joined the Imperial Academy to, make a better life for my family, and I'm a trooper now, but if I keep at this for a couple years, I'll be promoted to a I'm not getting promoted, am I?
Nope. You can hope for being choked to death by a wizard.
More important character. Yeah. I think we've joked before that if we did exist in the Star Wars universe, we would be doing just what we'd be doing now. We'd be doing live podcasts down at the cantina.
Yeah, I mean, like, hey, listen, if I'm just me, if it's like Sal and Joel are stuck, it's like we just wake up and I'm in fucking Mos Eisley. Yeah, I guess I could make a living making fun of like other things and just making jokes and making like casual Seinfeldian observations about the universe that I live in.
What's the deal with death rays?
Yeah, what's the deal with death sticks? How did that get started? Who was the manager of that? That had no marketing team, and yet they're the most popular like recreational drug in the system.
Tell me about it.
Thomas Campos in the super chat says, "Congratulations on 60,000 subs. Thank you very much, Thomas. I appreciate it, man." And if you're just joining us, by the way, we will be celebrating our 60,000 subscriber thing tentatively on the 2nd of February. So keep your calendars penciled in. A universe so Star Wars, it's a hard maybe. I would love to shoot people with a laser and fly a really cool ship, but I don't know.
Might not happen. I mean, transversely, I think we've said this before in other episodes, Trek would be an easier place to live in as long as you don't go to space, as long as you just stay on Earth with your holodecks and your replicators and everything else.
No, Star Trek is great. I mean, I prefer TNG. So yeah, because I would love like replicators and holodecks and the question is, do I live in there? I guess I would rather be a time traveler who got stuck in the 24th century. Like, that would be fine, because if I was just born in the 24th century and I'm like, I guess I'll join the academy.
There's no novelty in anything. Novelty is the one thing they seem to be after in the Star Trek universe. We need to explore. We need to go out there. Earth is boring. All our needs are met.
No, there's a character who shows up somewhere in TNG who's like driving this like very Star Wars looking ship, who's dressed like a Star Wars character, and he gets picked up because I think his ship gets fucked up or something, and he bangs Terry Hatcher within the first like 20 minutes of being on the ship. But he has the right idea where he's like, I live in a spacefaring universe. I'm going to get a clunker-looking spaceship that does not look sleek and fun. It looks cool and characteristic. And I'm not going to wear one of these like lame unitards. I'm going to put on like an actual like outfit with a vest and like boots. And I'm going to get a gun and just like kind of tool around the galaxy, make deals, shoot Ferengi in their stupid freaking ears. I freaking hate Ferengi. But no, I would love to be a time traveler in that time period where it's like you show up, okay, cool, so I don't have to worry about money, but my commodity is my experience in the past, and like I can give lectures and go on like tours of other galaxies and stuff. I can still like tour on a Galaxy class starship. I'm in. Like that is so up my alley.
Definitely. And plus there's all the cool planets you can go to too that have their own gimmick.
Oh yeah, I can go to Risa and just put a Horgon on my desk and get laid by countless different species. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. check out some Klingon fights or some Gorn fights in the pit. That's always good.
Yeah.
Go to the gladiator planets.
Just know a Klingon. Just to be friends with a Klingon. I'm in.
I know, right? It's like, hey, we're gonna drink some blood wine. Say something crazy in Klingon.
Yeah. Tell me more about honor.
Yes, really. Always with the honor, this guy.
Skyrim, am I right?
And that would be the thing in the Star Trek universe, too. Look, I'm not racist. I have a best friend who's a Klingon.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
How can I be speciest?
Plus, the question is, like, if you live in Star Trek, we're talking about, like, not growing up in those universes. I mean, like, taking Sal and Joel and just putting them there. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I'd be like, look at you guys. You guys have made a real thing for yourselves. In Star Trek 6, you guys were fucked. Now, you're hand in hand with the Federation to the point where you really think that you can gain some, like, major footholds and actually separate from the Federation again. That was only a couple of generations, man.
Yeah. Plus, too, you come in with your own genre savvy, so we would be like the Gwenpools of this universe.
Exactly. Who doesn't want to be Gwenpool?
We know our shit, and we have fun costumes.
Damn right. Exactly. People asked about Rick and Morty. Fucking no. Are you kidding me? I don't want to live in that nightmare.
As that show has shown time and time again, any universe that is occupied by Rick Sanchez is a living nightmare.
Yeah, I'm not Rick. End of story. However,
and even being Rick doesn't look to be fun. He doesn't seem to enjoy it.
No, exactly. He's miserable. You know where I would live, though, in a tangent Rick and Morty universe? Gravity Falls.
Oh, yes.
I'd live in Gravity Falls in a heartbeat. Be a beautiful place. You get to live in the Pacific Northwest. Plus, you get cool, like, here's the thing. It's like real life, but real magic exists.
Yes, and it's not too dangerous. It's enough to get you in trouble, but it's not too dangerous. It's just dangerous enough to keep things spicy.
Well, it's just dangerous enough for you to have, like, a rockin' summer.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm in. That's so great. I love Gravity Falls.
That's definitely a fun. I would say the Steven Universe, because again, too, much like Harry Potter, if you're not one of that main cast, all of this could fly over your head and have no impact in your life at all.
So let's say you get dropped into Steven Universe. What's your first step? Do you go like, I gotta avoid this shit, or do you jump full like 2 feet in?
But I mean, I would jump 2 feet in, but again, I'm not a gem, so I would have no powers. I would have no, I'd have no, no hand in this universe. Right. If I'm lucky, I could fuse with one of these other characters, but that's a whole fucking rigmarole thing there in and of itself. Barely even worth it by the logic of the show, because you need to forge a truly deep friendship, almost romantic relationship sometimes, but not. It's an interesting show. I'm not going to get into the schematics of that show, because there's a lot going on there.
That's fair.
I mean, you could get a spaceship. Like, just recently there was a character, Lars, who worked at a donut shop, and he was an idiot, and he was the one character you weren't supposed to like.
Okay.
He went through some troubles, went to space, got a badass crew of aliens, and basically started dressing like Captain Harlock. He's doing all right. I could go for some of that.
Cool. Okay.
So it's like, hey, if you try hard enough in that universe, crazy shit could happen to you.
That sounds nice. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. gonna say another place, but I can defer. What do you got?
What about? Oh, now here's one. You want to talk about a place to retire? This is a great vacation destination, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and on top of that, the land of make believe within there.
See, here's the thing. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood should be the world that we live in now.
Yeah,
so,
that's what he wanted it to be.
I think that the lesson is that, like, as much as I want to live in the Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood universe, I want to make our world like the world that Mr. Rogers saw.
I think he would like that, too. In the land of make-believe, yeah, it's nice and everything, and there's a trolley, but there's also, like, this whole royalty thing going on there. Who has kings and queens anymore?
Yeah, the land of make-believe is a little weird. It's a little silly. I think no. Is Super Chat, Moet Shally asks, what about Pokemon or Mario? Pokemon, totally. Because there's no stakes. Like, you mean
No.
It's just a world where, like, there's cute monsters that run around and they're immediately subjugated by people? Yeah, I'm in. That'd be fun. You could literally just go like, fuck this. I hate being an accountant. I'm just going to get a ball and I'm going to roam the countryside. There's free clinics and lodging for me if I just decide I became a animal catcher. Like, yeah.
And apparently every kid of a certain age does it, which leads me to believe, I'm like, what's the job market like in this universe where everything revolves around these magical animals?
Yeah. It's kind of like, I assume it's like Israel, where it's like mandatory military service.
There you go. See, I always wanted to be a gym leader, because there, you basically own your building, people come to you all the time, and if you're really good, you spend all day fighting, which you like doing anyway, because apparently that's all the Pokemon universe is built around. You fight to be better.
Yeah. So Pokemon, yeah, totally. Mario, no, it's a little weird and chaotic. Like, the power-ups aren't worth the fact that, like, I don't think there's people here.
No.
It's just Mushroom Men
and Peach
and like Peach and Daisy.
And
like weird cracked mirror versions of ourselves.
Yeah, where there would be a Sal and a
like,
Joel.
Or Saluigi? No.
Oh no.
I don't want that. I should be limited to one or less. There's no need for that.
The fan artists are already working on Wassail and Waluigi right now.
I mean, I gotta say, defeating Bowser's a cinch. You just, bam, like, done. Enough. But yeah, I would not live in a Mario. Very few video game universes would I want to live in.
Yeah, they'd be really rough. It's like, hey, what about Skyrim? Oh, you mean where, what is it, a dragon could attack me at any moment if I'm just a regular farmhand?
Yeah. The Razor vids. What about Transmetropolitan? No, man.
Yeah, also pretty dark and fun. Again, it's like, if you're going to say Transmetropolitan, you might as well say, what about V for Vendetta or Watchmen? No!
No, I don't want to live in these dystopian places. I don't want to meet Spider Jerusalem. No, thank you.
No, much like Rick Sanchez, if you've met him, everything is going to get fucked.
Exactly. Yeah. In that same vein, though, we were somebody mentioned Hyrule. I'd live in Hyrule. That'd be fine. But that's
Hyrule seems like you could get by.
But mostly because I would 100% be okay with living in Lord of the Rings. Like, Lord of the Rings, I'm in. Like, I don't care about, like, first age, third age, whatever. As long as it's not the end of the third age. Like, I'm fine to live within the span of the Fellowship. But I don't want to live in the world where it's like, so it's basically like Earth, but all the races are leaving. Like, no, that sucks. No, I want to live in a world where it's like
a cool time.
I can quest and I can kill like orcs and I can like there's magic and I can meet Gandalf and get high with him. Like,
that's
again,
also
like, getting high like Alice in Wonderland is having like there's no control. There's all chaos. You're getting high for the sake of getting high. No, sitting on a beautiful field
in the Shire,
watching the stars with the oldest, wisest being on the earth and getting a little baked is completely
he's gonna tell you some shit.
Yeah, is okay in my book. And
Gandalf doesn't smoke the dirt weed either. He's got the dankest kush in the universe.
As long as if it's with Gandalf, I'll break my deal. But yeah.
I mean, the Shire is such an ideal vacation destination. They've turned those sets into a place you can visit when you go to New Zealand.
I'm moving to the Shire in the first chance I get. Like, I wake up in Middle Earth. I'm in, like, Mirkwood or freaking Rivendell. I'm like, where's a map?
Which way to the Shire?
Which way to the Shire? I get there, I'll just be the biggest hobbit ever.
For real. I want me some second breakfast.
I'm already fat, so I'm already good there. But now, I can reach anything they need.
Oh, you'll be really helpful there to the community.
I literally don't have to have a job. I just have to be alive.
Sell the toll, they called him in his legend.
I just come in, I roll in with what's going on, everybody. I'm in. No, that's...
And you're really tall, too, so that would be really easy for you.
Yeah, I'm helping them with roofs, and I'm, like, picking up hobbits, and, I'm in. Like, because the food they make is big enough where it's not weird where I have to eat, like, 3 different meals in order to have one meal. Like, no. Like, I'm all, after, like, 11 seasons, I'm like, okay, I think I've had enough. Like, Mike Hahn in the Super Chat says, "G'day, Sal and Joel. Finally made a live stream. Smiley face. Keep up the awesome work. Cheers, Mike." Thank you, Mike.
Hey.
Welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you could join us.
Knowing my luck, I would fall my ass into Mordor, and I would live amongst the orcs and learn about their rich society that they don't really have.
I mean, they have menus.
They do.
What does that mean?
Meat's back on it.
Does that mean that there are orc restaurants?
Oh, man, imagine how cool an orc restaurant would be.
There's nothing good about that. What's their commerce? What's their trade? They don't trade with anybody. They got no other races except, like, the beasts and birds. Like,
yeah. Punches, that's what they do. I will trade you a punch for this.
Yeah. Oh, the Red Samurai also in the Super Chat says, "Hey, Sal, cells interlinked."
Nice.
Cells interlinked. Yes. Trying to put that together. What is that? Blade Runner? No, I'm not living in Blade Runner.
No, yeah, Blade Runner would not be cool. Again, it would be cool if you were Harrison Ford, but again, no.
That sucks too.
Yeah, because you don't know if you're a replicant or not.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
It's a world filled with existential dread.
That's the thing. Like, Blade Runner is a beautiful noir film.
Mm-hmm.
I like it as a film. I don't want to go there.
The
place sucks. It's miserable and dark, and it's always raining, and it probably is cold.
Yeah.
Yep. No.
Both literally and figuratively.
Now, would you want to live in the Matrix?
Man, that's the rough one there. That's basically when you're asking, do you want to live in the Matrix? You're asking, do you prefer illusion to despair?
Right.
And that's a hard one. I mean, do I get to be like the dude who, sold out the human resistance for a steak and, gets to have an awesome Matrix experience? If I get to choose my own Matrix experience, sure, what do I care?
Yeah. I say no. I hate the Matrix, as it turns out. I hate 2/3 of the Matrix. And as much as I like the idea of, like, downloading shit and then being able to do it, like, that's cool.
Nice.
But that's not enough. Because you know what it is? I'm not going to get that. I'm not the one.
It's true.
Also, I have no holes in my head.
Yeah,
so I'm just stuck in Zion wearing terrible sweaters.
They are some pretty shitty sweaters.
So, fuck no. Any others that you have that you're like, we got to talk about this one? We still have plenty of time, but...
Yeah. Well, here's one that I'm sure a lot of people sleep on. But here's a place that is a wonderful mashup of New York and Chicago, but only the best, most wholesome parts of it. Sesame Street, where you can live with actual Henson Muppets who never age. If anything, it's rougher on them because you're a human. You're going to get old and you're going to die. But Big Bird is eternal. He will live forever.
That's true. I don't know if I'd live on Sesame Street because, like, the conversation's pretty juvenile.
Yeah, exactly. You can't be like, hey, I scored last night. What is score? You know what? I'm not even.
Jesus, God damn it, Bert.
I'm sorry, Elmo.
By the way, Dylan Gupta Cassidy says, "What about Anywhere on Warworld?" No.
If I was tough, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm getting my butt kicked. But when it comes to Sesame Street, I mean, like, here's the thing: I would live in a universe referenced like the Muppet movie.
Where puppets and felt Americans are real.
Yeah, it's this, but also Muppets are real and they integrate and, like, we treat them like regular people. No, I'm so on board for the
So, like,
Muppets.
Greg the Bunny. Remember Greg the Bunny on Fox?
Yeah, I remember Greg the Bunny. That weird, like, what if Married with Children had fucking Muppets on it?
Yeah, with a young Seth Green and a young Sarah Silverman and Eugene Levy.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't young. He was already old, but he's always been old, even when he was young.
But yeah, Muppets. I love Muppets. I tried, by the way, now that we're not in Maker anymore, I tried really hard to get them, because it's owned by Disney and Muppets are owned by Disney. I was like,
oh shit, that's right.
I don't care what it takes. I want to shoot back issues with me and Kermit and Fozzie or Gonzo. Like, I want to do an episode where it's me on the couch and 2 Muppets, and I do back issues with 2 Muppets. And they were so, like, they didn't even understand why I would want something like that. I'm like,
of course they wouldn't.
They weren't even close to letting me have anything like that. But I'm like, this is it. I'm like, I will drop my percentage. Like, whatever I'm giving you now, like, I'll drop it another 20% if you give me this one thing. And they're like,
I will pay you to let me do this.
Yeah, and they were like, no. And they weren't even like, they didn't say like, it's because you curse on the show. I'm like, I'll scale it back. I won't curse. No, they were just like, I don't think that's the thing. Like, no. I'm like, that's fine.
Imagine how great that would have been.
Because there's nothing. They're not doing anything with the Muppets. They're not doing those new movies.
No.
They're gonna knock over fucking the Muppet Land and Disney. Like,
oh, are they really?
It's on the writing's on the wall, which is why when I went there, I was like, oh, Muppets. But like, yeah, if you're not doing anything with the Muppets, and if you have any pull with the Muppets, that offer is on the table anytime. I'll pay you up to $1,500 to.
They did a thing a couple years back. I don't remember. It was like for one of those. You seen those like Google autocompletes they do?
Yes.
They do, like, usually celebrities when they're trying to like promote their new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did one with the Sesame Street and Muppets.
I
don't know.
That.
It's pretty good. I don't know what they were promoting it for. And it's funny. It's probably the closest they've ever been to getting self-aware. Because, like, Big Bird talks about, like, human characters who haven't existed since the frickin' 70s.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, whoa, holy crap.
I like that.
And I'm like, wow, this is... how come they never did more with that? Big Bird should get more self-referential and be like, yeah, I've been around forever.
Yeah. Do you know I met Big Bird? Carol Spinney was Big Bird and... Carol Spinney played Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch. Oscar's my favorite Sesame Street Muppet. Carol Spinney came to Boonton, New Jersey, and did a little talk at, like, the world's worst theater in the world. And it was so, like, I was embarrassed because of how shitty the theater was, but, like, it was so cool. Because there were, like, 3 or 4 people in the audience, and I'm like, fuck, it's Carol Spinney! And, like, you're hearing him tell stories, and I got to meet him and tell him how much I love Oscar. Yeah, awesome.
Did you see that documentary they made about him a couple years ago, I Am Big Bird?
They showed a little trailer for it. They made it available, and I bought his book. It was a big book about Muppets.
There's if you care about Muppets and puppetry, there's 2 excellent ones. There's I Am Big Bird, and then there's the one they did on Kevin Clash and Elmo a few years before that.
Cool. Before I forget, Dennis Smith in the Super Chat asks, did Joel already pick Angel Grove?
No, I wouldn't want to live in Angel Grove, nor would I want to live in any of the Power Rangers city, because you get fucking attacked by a monster every goddamn week. People are always getting hostage taken. Buildings are always getting knocked down. It's only good if you are a ranger. And indeed, I am a teenager with attitude. But have you seen me? I'm probably not fit enough to be a ranger. I could be the Skull. I could be like the Bulk and Skull together. I could be the comedy relief. I could be the guy just trailing behind the Rangers. But no, I would never be one of those people.
No, they never talk about like the deaths that befall the countless. Like, first of all, Angel Grove looks like a town with like 1,800 people in it.
Yeah.
And then the monsters attack, and there's like sky rises and stuff. Like,
it becomes Japan.
Yeah, it's insane.
Also, too, like, the cops don't really exist, and the National Guard doesn't really exist.
Yeah, they really count on the Power Rangers, this, like, separate, totally, like, non-essential group.
It's also weird, too, because it's like, but also traditional crime doesn't exist for the most part.
Yeah, you never see the Rangers just, like, cracking skulls on pickpockets and purse snatchers and like break-ins and stuff.
Like, there's some interesting shit in the future when they had like a Mad Max season of Power Rangers, which they totally did, where you actually find out that in this weird post-apocalypse there is like a crime syndicate that's like selling like black market first aid kits and everything. I'm like, whoa, holy crap, the mob exists in the world of the Power Rangers? Why are they not cracking down on this?
Yeah, I also would not want to live in the Power Rangers universe, any of them.
No, they're and like even their futures are dark, and like there's multiple apocalypses, and the timeline is weird.
Yeah. Moad Shali in the super chat says Westeros or Narnia? Neither. Fuck Narnia.
Yep.
I think it's like, oh, I can have Turkish delights. No. Lame.
Also, the subtle Christian undertones all over the place.
Yeah,
I think I'm a little too raunchy for Narnia.
I can hang out with the Jesus allegory lion.
And Santa will come and give you weapons sometimes.
Bow and arrow.
Nah. Oh, thanks, Santa.
I'm not really a Narnia guy. I'm more of a Lord of the Rings kind of guy. And how about Kingdom Hearts? I don't know enough of, like, for what it looks like. It looks kind of more superficial. It looks like a skin deep kind of universe. I don't know if I can sink my teeth into the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Well, there only seems to be like one, maybe two places where real people exist, and everything else is just Disney worlds or worlds cast by friggin' Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah,
so if you're not one of them, if you're just the shopkeep or just townsperson, which is what we would be, it probably wouldn't be great for us.
No, exactly. That's not enough for me to like meet Mickey. Although like I could also just go to freaking Disney World and meet Mickey there.
It's like, what if you met Mickey, but he had nothing interesting to say? Also, Mickey is a king in that universe, so you're not just going to get to go and see Mickey. You're going to have to, wait outside, and maybe he'll walk by and wave to you like the queen.
Yeah. Ryan Radford mentions 100 Acre Wood because Pooh.
There you go. That's the one. Talk about an easygoing vacation destination universe where nothing bad ever happens. Everything is 100% wholesome all the time, and everyone's super laid back.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess I'd chill in the 100 Acre Wood. I'd try their honey, but
it's got to be something to it, right?
But I wouldn't go for it. I've got a few more left in my own personal stash. What about you?
What else do I have here? Oh, hey, we were talking about mashups of New York and Chicago, and this one is kind of fitting because they just finished it off recently with a movie. Hillwood from Hey Arnold. Again, it's just the best parts of Chicago and New York as remembered by Craig Bartlett from his childhood.
Yeah, I didn't watch enough of it for me to be able to contribute, unfortunately.
It's a city of adventure, wonderfully idealized in its way, yet also with a little grime, because he actually does tell stories about like mugging and like crazy homeless people and everything, and like again, he's just straight up telling stories from his life.
Right, which is cool. Yeah. Stranger Things, yeah, I would love to live in Stranger Things. I would probably die.
Too close to a work of Stephen King for me, even though it's just like, taking a bunch of cues from his work. Again, I would die. I would be one of those people eaten by the monster.
I wouldn't want to die. I would want to, like, fight, but Stranger Things isn't for me. I'm not 12. Like, if I were 12, 13, like, if I were Steve, like, I might be okay. I don't think I would be.
All the older characters are fucked. All the adult age characters are pretty fucked.
Yeah. Tron... I would only live in Tron Legacy, and even then, like, I don't know if I'd live there so much as I would go there, and only because it's just so baller. Like, I when I was a kid, I saw Tron and was like, this sucks. I would never want to go here, and I didn't want to watch that movie much. Tron Legacy? Oh, I get it. This is really cool. I'm totally into this universe. But again, like, it's weird enough where I don't really know enough about it. Plus, like, it would have to be either like before the Purge or after Flynn like beats Clue. Even then, like, that's tough.
You say Tron, I substitute with the very Canadian answer of reboot.
Reboot. Tiffany might be more interested in living in reboot. I think it's too chaotic for me. Incoming game. No.
I mean, so long as you get out of the game sphere and don't want to get involved, Bob will handle it. Bob in the main cast will handle it. If you're just hanging out at the diner and everything,
yeah, but what about that dark future where he doesn't handle it?
Oh, shit, that's right. The dark, where he becomes Matrix. That's right. Shit. They put it all back by the end. Also, hey, you talk about cool space parts. You could be a net pirate. You could literally, surf the tubes that the information comes on. And they got a Silver Surfer guy in there. You could have fun surfing the web, literally.
Yeah, that'd be cool. In comics, I would love, like, here's a question. Where would you rather live, Marvel or DC?
That is a hell of a question, isn't it? I mean, both universes have the world end on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah. I say Marvel because usually it's a straight line.
Yeah.
If the universe ends, I'm probably coming back.
I'm not getting Crisis out of existence, and my entire life isn't being retconned every couple of years.
And my city probably still exists. It's not usurped. Like, for all I know, Gotham City's right smack dab on top of wherever I grew up. Like, no. Plus Joker. No Joker in the Marvel Universe. That's enough for me.
Also, too, in the Marvel Universe, they stress so much of the ability of the common person that, you could be a hero. All you're missing is, being hit by rays or being bitten by something or getting a wicked-ass suit of armor.
That's the thing. Like, I could be Gwenpool in the Marvel Universe.
It's true. And Gwenpool, look, you don't even need any of that shit. You just need to be a nerd with genre savvy. Do you have that? Have you read these stories? Well, you're good then.
Literally, but I wouldn't Gwenpool it up. Like, if I show up in the Marvel Universe as me, I knock on the door, although right now he's not there, but, like, at any point where I would go to, like, either the Four Freedoms Plaza or wherever the hell, the Future Foundation, be like, I need to talk to Reed Richards. I'm from the real world. Your universe is a comic book world. I have a bunch of information for you. I'm not a genius. I don't have information, but I do know, chinks in armor, where characters are, that kind of thing. Like, we can really, set a couple things right.
Let me help you help me.
Exactly. And in exchange, I just want to, chill in your place or maybe get a couple of patents going. But yeah.
Can I just hang out with the Thing? Can I just knock one back with Ben Grimm just one time?
Yeah. I don't think I'd want to live in the DC universe. I like DC. I love reading about it, but I don't want to live there. Superman's not going to save me.
I mean, Superman saves everybody, but they also make a point of saying Superman can't be everywhere at once. Maybe Central City, maybe the Flash will save you, and his villains aren't nearly as insidious as all the other villains are. They only ever seem to want to rob banks or to hurt the Flash. You might be collateral damage, but so long as you master duck and cover, you might be okay.
Exactly. And finally, in terms of comic book universes, the only other one I'd probably want to live in is the Valley in the Bone comics.
Oh,
I like their barter system commerce. I think it's just a pretty place. The only thing is, King Doc is scary, and so is the Lord of Locusts and stuff. But overall, I think it's just a fun little it's it's just kind of fun. It's just a cute little Renaissance fair kind of town.
Right. Yeah. I like it.
Dylan Gupta Cassidy says, but the Marvel Universe is every hero fighting. True.
It's true.
But if I live in, North Dakota...
Yeah,
Virginia,
if you live in anywhere that's not New York.
Yeah, even if I'm living in Jersey, I'm probably okay.
Yeah, the heroes don't cross over into the Garden State all that much, and if they do, it's the Punisher going to kill some people.
Exactly, and I'm not bumping into... Frank and I are not going to have a problem.
Yeah, we're good. I am an upstanding citizen. Hey, here's a universe people don't talk about that much. What about the Dakota Universe from Static Shock and Milestone? Again, much like Marvel, it seems pretty easy to get powers in that universe. And if you're just kind of staying away from certain areas, your whole life could go by without having to worry about super crime or getting caught in crossfires.
Yeah, that's true.
If I'm at the docks, if I'm just walking my dog in the neighborhood when the Big Bang happens, and suddenly I could have powers too.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
And they're all pretty good powers too. It's not like an Inhuman crapshoot where some of these powers are awful.
Yeah, that's true.
Some of these kids get ridiculous powers. One kid had the power to make anything he imagined come true, and I'm like,
which is a nightmare.
That kid is God.
Yeah.
That kid is a god. He makes the impossible possible. What are you doing about this kid? Oh, he only shows up in one episode, then you never mention him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I'm kind of on a kick with this, I love this comic. It's been a part of me. It's if I were to get a tattoo, it would be probably of this universe, but Calvin and Hobbes.
Ooh.
But I lived Calvin and Hobbes. I was like Calvin when I was a kid, and I did live in the woods, and I did go on little adventures. I had as much of a Calvin and Hobbes experience as I could if I were to live in their universe. The Razor Vids asked Batman Beyond. I say no, Joel.
I think it's slightly better than modern day Gotham because, again, no Jokers.
Dead.
Technology is pretty solid. Terry's got a pretty good handle on saving everybody. Plus, it's the closest thing to living in a better version of Akira or the Blade Runner universe because suddenly everything has gotten a very Japanese influence all over the place.
Yeah, it's a Western influence on anime, so it's not going to necessarily have a grim and miserable ending.
Yeah.
I guess it'll be fine.
And even most of Batman Beyond's villains weren't really interested in hurting everyday people. They were more like corporate saboteurs or who had long-standing grudges against Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no, like, crazy spree killers in that universe.
Well, except for the Jokers, but, like...
The Jokers, but even they're kind of played like a joke.
Yeah, they suck. Like, they're easily defeated.
They are mooks. They do not live up to their namesake.
Absolutely. And the last one on my list is Stars Hollow.
From
the Gilmore Girls.
I was gonna say, I bet Sal's gonna mention Gilmore Girls at some point.
Yep. Yeah. I would love that. I'd love to, like, hate Taylor and eat at Luke's and get married in the gazebo and, like, visit Miss Patty. Yeah, that's something that I would totally do. I love Stars Hollow, and every time I go to, like, a little town, sometimes I'm like, does this have Stars Hollow material?
Is this the one?
No. Okay, well.
I keep trying to think what my version of that would be. Maybe Sunnyvale Trailer Park from the Trailer Park Boys, but shit, those places actually exist in Canada. Like, if I just go down east, I can find my own cast of the Trailer Park Boys, only they won't be endearing fuck-ups. They'll be actual real-world fuck-ups, or it's like, just get your goddamn life together.
Yeah, that's Stars Hollow. But Stars Hollow, similarly, like, it's basically just Connecticut. But only the really, 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 really rich parts. And even then, like, Connecticut, though. Ryan Radford says, Return of the Joker, also Metroid Universe. Fucking, I'm not living in the Metroid Universe. Again, no.
There's pterodactyls.
Yeah. And Heartless Fang asks, the Animaniacs Universe or Freakazoid's World or Tiny Toons?
Well, they're the same.
Yeah, they all live in the same universe. Tiny Toons is a great concept. I don't know about, like, world I would want to live in. Unless I am a toon, in which case, Because
if you're a human, it's just normal, boring life.
Yeah. Animaniacs? Yeah, totally. I'm in. That's fine. Freakazoid? Yeah, I guess that'd be okay. I don't know. It wouldn't really change much for me.
It's a lot safer than the other universes.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
No, it really wouldn't.
So, yeah.
I mean, unless they want to cast us as fanboy, that we just hang out with that dude a bunch and annoy the heroes.
I think in the future, the only thing in the Freakazoid universe is there's no Marvel Comics.
So
I gotta say no to that one.
That's disappointing.
With Fanboy, where he's at a comic book convention and he's offering him all these things, and he offers him an autographed picture of Stan Lee, and he says, "Who's that?" And Freakazoid says, "I don't know," and then throws it away.
Someone says, "What about the Futurama universe?"
Futurama. No, it's dark and miserable.
I mean, if you have to have a suicide machine.
Yeah. I'm not Fry. I'm not the chosen one. Like, I'm not gonna have, like, a time traveling tattoo on my ass.
Which I really didn't like that they turned Fry, who used to be an everyman, into a chosen one.
Yeah, sucks. Do I like? I liked when he was the most important person in the universe for one day, like the one where
one day.
Yeah, that was really awesome. But yeah, there's too much death in the Futurama universe, and everyone's really casual about it.
Yeah, really.
It's just too dark and miserable. Like, Futurama's fun to watch, but when you think about being, like, a cog in that machine, you realize, like, how miserable it is.
It's the ultimate don't think about it.
Yeah. No, suicide machines. No.
Slurm as a concept.
Yeah. Ew.
Someone just said in the chat to Portlandia. Well, I mean, the dream of the 90s. Yeah, the dream of the 90s is alive in Portland. You just have to get there.
Have you ever been? I've been to Portland a couple of times, and I've been to Seattle. Yeah, I've already been there, and it's not even it's almost not a joke.
I've wanted to go to Portland. Victoria, BC, here in Canada, is basically the Portland of Canada.
Yeah. So yeah, any others left over for you?
I think that's it. I know a lot of people have been pitching San Fransokyo from Big Hero 6. Again, it is pretty.
It's pretty. I don't know if I'd want to live there. That's more of like okay, I'm gonna shoot you with this reality transport ray, and you're going someplace. Pick one. I guess San Fransokyo.
Yeah.
I guess that'd be fine. It's pretty.
What about the Roger Rabbit universe?
Yeah. Absolutely. Ever since I was like 6, yeah.
Haven't we all?
Yeah. Ryan Radford back in the super chat. 2003 He-Man reboot. It's a little too much sword and sorcery for me. I'm not a big fan of sword and sorcery as far as being there.
Again, I'd still have to be me.
I'm not a barbarian warlord. I'm not going to make it. It's not going to work for me. There's no room for cerebral, sarcastic, pudgy guys.
No.
In a sword and sorcery universe. I mean, like...
No, our heads would be on pikes at the end of the first day.
No, if it were 84 Master Universe, I could defeat Skeletor,
yeah,
but not
really.
there.
Just hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I'd just be like, you suck. Hordak beats you. But Toontown, yeah. I've always wanted that. When I was a kid, I thought that was a real thing, so yeah.
Oh. Toontown is great too, because it's all the toons from all the companies living together, so you don't even have to choose between Warner Brothers or Disney cartoons.
Yep, it's all one place. And it's all, like, it has the gritty realism, but, like, all the fun of the cart. Yeah, no, that's a no-brainer. I'm in. Yeah, totally.
And I mean, Hoskins is kind of a schlubby dude, so if he can make it, I can make it.
Exactly.
Someone said Paradise Island too. Yeah, Sal and I wouldn't be welcome there.
We would not make it. We're not Batman.
We wouldn't make it onto the beach. They would be like, no, go back.
Yeah. We're like, no, you don't understand. We know everything about this place and everything like that. Like, I don't care.
Like, bows being cocked. Get to step in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, get ready to die in the sea.
Yeah, really? Hey, but maybe because it's the DC Universe, we'll wash up on, like, I don't know, Dinosaur Island or something.
I don't want to go to Dinosaur Island.
No one wants to go to Dinosaur Island.
Yeah, that's the last place I want to go.
What other islands are there in the DC Universe you could wash up on?
Right?
There's no good islands to wash up on.
Yeah, there's no good... Yeah, Tiffany can stay.
Oh, you'd wash up on Green Arrow's Island, where it's like, oh, okay, so we gotta survive and master ourselves, and also there's some heroin dealers over that next ridge. Oh, great.
Cool. This is not going to be fun.
No, not for anyone.
Yeah, that's just work. I could just join a gym.
Exactly, and not have to worry about getting killed by heroin dealers.
Yeah. So there you go. Any leftover, Joel, or are we good?
The chat keeps saying some fun ones here. Yeah. Two last ones. Scott Pilgrim, again, it's basically just Toronto, but if we had superpowers. But only some people, only if you are this hipster and you play in a band, which I am not.
Fuck Scott Pilgrim, he's a huge asshole, so no.
He kind of is. And someone says New Genesis. Could we make it on New Genesis, Sal? I mean, do you think the New Gods would just let us hang out there and be regular people? We'd I don't know.
Don't. I think Highfather's an asshole, and no.
We'd run the bookstore in New Genesis. We bring you tales of comics. Are you interested, New Gods?
Yeah,
nope.
I guess since the populace are gods, it's like, yeah, I tell you tales of regular people.
And they'd be like, oh, yes. No, you know what they'd do? They would kick us out and we'd be living with Forager and the bug people.
Exactly. That's where we'd wind up. And even then, Forager would be cooler than us. Pass.
Damn it. And who wants to live in a world where Forager is cooler than you?
No one. Noah Botello in the super chat says, no questions, just want to give my $5. Keep up the great show, guys. Thank you, Noah. Do appreciate it, man. And thank you all so much for joining us. And, of course, if you're just catching this show after the fact, let us know in the comments what universe you would want to live in, and tell us why. We'd love to hear about it. And we'll see you guys next time. And thank you so much for hanging out with us. And, of course, thank you all for helping us get to 60,000 subscribers. I would love to say we're going to hit 100,000 this year. I know that's not true, but wouldn't it be cool? And let's just try to get there anyway.
Anything can happen.
That's true. And so we're going to be celebrating our 60,000 subscriber milestone on the 2nd of February, probably. So keep it penciled in your date books, and follow us on social medias to get all the updates and information so that we can update you on that, and you can join us for the live show when that happens. So thank you for having us, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Joel, for joining me as always.
Oh, always happy to.
And we'll see you guys next time. I'm Sal.
I'm Joel.
So long.
Bye-bye.